everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'll be talking about the best time to visit Walt Disney World for 2024. If you're new here, my name's Stephanie, I'm a travel agent and I specialize in Disney vacations. If you find these videos helpful, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. That will help our channel out a lot. I also have a private Facebook group for families going to Disney World for the first time traveling with kids. If you're interested in joining that, the link for that will also be in my bio. With 2023 coming to an end in a few short months, I wanted to make a video about the best time to visit Walt Disney World in the year 2024. Let's start off with January. January, in my opinion, is a great time to visit because if you go the last few weeks of January after the New Year's crowd, the crowd levels are relatively low because everyone will be going back to school. The weather for January is very nice. It's not hot, it's not too cold, and there is little to no rain. The average temperature for January, the high is 71 and the low is 49. So if you are planning to go in January, I suggest you pack in layers. So when you get up in the morning, if you need a sweatshirt or a pair of thin leggings, because it wouldn't be cold in the morning, then you can take that off during midday if it gets a little too warm, and then you can put it in your backpack and you can always put that back on when it gets dark. January has 5 days of rain throughout the entire month. Florida's weather is a little bipolar, I'd like to say, because you never really know when it's going to rain or get cold or be hot. So just make sure if you are going in a time where you think it's going to be cold to pack layers, because it might not be as cold as you think. If you want to go to Walt Disney World in February, I suggest you do it the very first week of February before the marathon runners and the cheerleaders come in. If you're going in February, the crowd levels for that first week should be relatively low. The average temperature for February is a high of 74 and a low of 51, with 5 days of rain throughout the entire month. Also keep in mind that Mardi Gras is in February for 2024, so people from New Orleans and other states that celebrate Mardi Gras might be going to Disney World on their break. And that will be, Mardi Gras this year is February 13th. So that break will be mid-February. If you are looking to go in March, please keep in mind that spring break starts in March and the crowd levels will be high. But if it's your only time you can go because your child is out of break from school, then have fun, have a game plan, use Genie Plus, and my biggest tip I tell everyone is just go with the flow. There's a lot to see, there's a lot to do, and you really don't want to be stressed out on your vacation trying to do and see it all. The average temperature for March, the high is 78 with the low of 54 and 5 days of rain throughout the entire month. Again, with spring break, if you're going in April, those spring break crowds will be there, so just keep that in mind. But if it's the only time you can go, then also, like I said before, go with the flow, have fun. The average temperature for April is a high of 83 with a low of 60 with only 3 days of rain throughout the entire month. Again, the weather is really bipolar in Florida, so if you're new with going to Disney World, bring ponchos, buy them, pack layers. It might be cold there at nighttime, it might not be. It might be cold in the morning, it might not be. So every time I go, I always bring my kids like a sweater, unless it's like a really hot month where I know it won't be cold. But I bring a sweater, some thin leggings, some thin jackets, just so they can layer up if they have to. If you're looking to go in May, I would go the first week of May because a lot of people are going to start to travel once kids get out of school. May shouldn't be as hot as the summer, but it will be warm and the rain will start. So the average amount of days that May gets is 7 days of rain throughout the month of May. The average temperature for May, the high is 87, the low is 66. Like I said before, if you can go in May or you want to go in May, do the first week of May. June is the start of the rain season, and June you should expect 11 days of rain throughout the entire month. So bring the ponchos, make sure you pack more than one pair of shoes because your shoes might get soaking wet. The parks do tend to get a little bit of water buildup in certain areas, so you will feel like you are slothing through some puddles of water. The average temperature for June is the high is 90, the low is 72. So please hydrate. I see a lot of people in Facebook groups posting about how their children or their husbands or their significant others ended up dehydrated and ended up in a hospital. So make sure you drink plenty of water. Disney gives out free cups of water at every quick service restaurant with ice in it, or if you just don't want their water because it doesn't taste good to you, you can get their ice. There's plenty of stations where you can go fill up your little cups that you bring with you, your hydro flasks. So just stay hydrated, and if you can, take a break during the day and go back to your resort and just go swimming, enjoy your resort pool, just get out of the heat. Go watch a show in the air condition, go stand in a line that's in the air condition. During midday, go eat lunch inside somewhere just to get out of the heat. The crowd levels for the summer will be high because everyone is out of school, and that's about the only chance that some families get to go. So if you are going during the summer, just keep in mind that it will be hot or hotter than what you're used to. And to use Genie Plus if you can, and just go with the flow because there's a lot to see and there's a lot to do. July is pretty much just like June. High crowd levels, and the 4th of July will bring more people to the parks because there are fireworks shows. The average temperature for June is a high of 92 and a low of 73. July, it will rain more in July than it will in June. In July, there will be 13 days of rain throughout the entire month. So, again, just make sure you are prepared for that. Kids are going back to school in August, so if you're looking to go in a time with low crowds, August might be a good time for you to go. It is still relatively warm with an average temperature of 91 and 74. August does get 13 days of rain. Also keep in mind that peak hurricane season is happening in August, so if you're traveling to Disney World in August, please be on the lookout for any storms going that way. Other than the rain and possible hurricanes, August is a good time to go if you're looking for low crowds and you want to enjoy the water parks and your resort pool. Again, the same thing with September. It is peak hurricane season, so please be on the lookout and get travel insurance if you can, just in case something happens and you have to reschedule. Disney should accommodate you. The average temperature for September is a high of 90 and a low of 73 with 9 days of rain throughout the entire month, but if there is a hurricane, then there will be more rain. So, like I said before, keep that in mind and always have a backup plan. Also, something else I wanted to mention, that if you want to go during one of the holiday seasons, August through October, it will be decorated for Halloween, and there is also Halloween parties. The Halloween party is fun for all ages, and everyone is allowed to dress up. So if that's something you're interested in, I really recommend doing it at least once. There's parade, fireworks, shows, and you can take advantage of going on the rides because the park won't be as crowded as it will be during the day. If you're looking to go in October, take advantage of those Halloween treats. With an average temperature of high of 85 and a low of 66, and 5 days of rain throughout the entire month of October. October is a great time to go. Kids are in school and it's decorated for Halloween. I went pre-COVID during October and I had a blast. I went to the Halloween party and it was really fun. Once October is over, the parks will be decorated for Christmas, and this happens on November 1st. So if you're looking to go to Disney World when it's decorated for Christmas, this will be throughout the entire month of November through December and a little bit into January. There are Thanksgiving breaks in November, so keep in mind that people will be going to Disney World during this Thanksgiving break, because sometimes this is the only time they can go because their kids are in school. With an average temperature in November, 79 is the high, 54 is the low, with 4 days of rain throughout the entire month of November. If you are going to go in November, go before Thanksgiving break, but if you can only go during Thanksgiving break, then that's fine. Also, just use Genie Plus to get through those crowds and have fun. With our last month in 2024 being December, the best time to go in December will be the first 2 weeks of December, right before that holiday crowd comes in. The average temperature in December is a high of 74 and a low of 52, with only 4 days of rain throughout the entire month of December. My last trip to Disney World was in December of 2022, and it was mid-December, right before the holiday break. And a few days before I left, the following week, it was freezing in Disney World. So like I said before, the weather is really bipolar. When we were there, it was nowhere near the temperatures that it was for the week of Christmas. We had sweaters and thin leggings, but we ended up not even needing the leggings. We wore shorts, and the days we went were December 9th through the 15th. I get cold very easily, so I tend to pack more layers than others because I always need a sweater in the morning or in the afternoon. Disney World is the most crowded in December during the Christmas break into New Year's. So if that is the only time you can go, use Genie Plus and just be prepared for very high crowds and long lines. A lot of people go during this time because they want to experience the Christmas decorations and the parade on Christmas Day. So just be prepared. So to sum up this video, the best time to go to Disney World will be the last 3 weeks in January, the first week in February, the first week of May, August, September, given the exception of maybe a hurricane or two because kids are back in school, and the first 2 weeks of December. If you can get to Disney World within any of those days, you will be experiencing light crowd levels, and your wait time shouldn't be too long. And if you are going to use Genie Plus, keep in mind that each park now has their own price. So if you have a park hopper, you will have to get the park hopper Genie Plus option. I hope you find this video useful for if you are starting to plan your Disney trip and not sure what month to go to. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. My email is in my bio, and I hope everyone has a magical morning, afternoon, and night. I will see you in the next video.